all you beautiful people. Welcome back. Wow, I'm already off to a great start. Welcome back to the House of Flux, guys. It's good to have you back. For those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you returning, I'm so glad to have you guys. What's up, Will Call Magic? Will Call Magic in the house. Tweety, not it. What do you mean, not it? What's up, Danielle? First live. Oh, this is your first live. What's up? How's it going? It's good to have you here, Dawn. So for those of you just coming in, I know that you probably see that the title has changed. Chandler had something come up, so tonight we're going solo. So I figure, you know what? Let's derail it like always. We'll have it be a chat show tonight where, yeah, you guys pick the topic. What do you want to talk about? Because, I mean, everybody's talking about the Trump indictment. Everybody's talking about Barbie. Everybody's talking about the UFOs. But what do you, the people, want to talk about? Wasted tax dollars, government corruption. There's a lot. Stingy. I never left. You won't unlock the trunk and let me. Bro, I'm like, so, bro, it's good to have you back. It's been a long time. That's my arch nemesis, people. And you have been gone for a while. I'm glad to see you're back. Sadie, what's up? And we got JD Buck in the house. How's it going? Yeah, I know you meant out, but it was funnier to say pit. What's up, Hail Flux in chat? D Nice Gamer, what's up, my dude? No, you're my arch nemesis. You won't get a wrench. Oh my God, everybody is talking about Lizzo and bananas. But can we kind of talk about the fact that they buried the lead in the whole, I don't know, like false imprisonment shit? Everybody wants to talk about bananas and vaginas, and it's like, can we talk about like the fact that she kind of like took all their phones away and kept them in a room and like wouldn't let them leave, and like that's kind of kidnapping and shit? No, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. They just want to talk about I mean, yeah, I'm down to talk about, you know, Depusay. But like, come on, guys. Okay. For those of you who don't know, I don't know who doesn't know, but for those of you who don't know, Lizzo is being sued by some of her former backup dancers. I'm in Twitter jail for 7 days for telling Lizzo to shut up and eat a bucket of chicken since she is one bucket away from a heart attack and the world would be. Wow. Yeah. I mean, abusive? I don't know if I would quite call that abusive. But you know, I want to talk about something positive. Doesn't find anything positive. There's a lot of positive things out. Oh, guys, real quick, for those of you who do need a positive note, go over to Nina Infinity on Fridays. Hold on, I'm gonna shill Nina because I really sometimes I know what you mean. I know what you need. It's because I'm looking up Nina right now. I know what you mean. Sometimes you just need good stuff. Where is it? Hold on 1 second. I'm pulling it up because I want to show you. All right. That was the one from 3 weeks ago. That was the one from 2 weeks ago. I did not watch the one from last week, so I'm just gonna pull it up real quick. For those of do I have any mods here? It shows members. Hold on. See, in StreamYard, it doesn't tell me if it's members or mods. I mean, I know. I think Danielle, you're a mod. I know I've... Hold on one second. I'm looking. Yeah, okay. Danielle and AP. Can you guys throw links up for Nina Infinity? Because I want to promote this real quick. Because we all need some positivity in our lives. Share screen. All right. Good news. We won't watch any of it right now, but Nina, she does good news. And these are on Fridays. And I love it because she typically starts not like a little bit after laid back news, I think. But I love going over to Nina's channel and watching. She just has good, wholesome stories of good, wholesome people. Oh, that's not a... But like, if you need good news and good vibes, go over to Nina Infinity and give her a little sub. I'm subscribed and I'm a member because sometimes you just need good news. And I really love her good news streams. She just finds the best human stories, and I enjoy these because sometimes it is just so depressing in this world, especially with our politics and everything going on. But yeah, she just reads good stories about good humans that have done something good. And I very much enjoy it. So if you need a pick-me-up, head over to Nina Infinity and give her a sub. Gina Ray, hi Flux. I have not seen you in a minute. Yeah, I'm here. I had to kind of cut back my streaming schedule a little bit because I had some stuff I needed to do. And I kind of dropped down to Thursdays and Saturdays, and then Fridays. And so Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Kind of dropped it down to those 3 days, but I'm going to pick it back up here hopefully once summer's over. But you guys know, summer, you got to be outside. It's just too nice. Let's see. Project Metal Music. I can't see. I'm telling you, I'm already off to a good start. Project Metal Music in the house. What's up, guys? What is up? It's great to have you here. You excited for the morning? What's happening tomorrow morning? Is it tomorrow morning? For AM. Anime Matsuri. Yes. My brain immediately went to AM, like morning time. And I'm like, what are we doing in the morning? Yes, I am super excited for Anime Matsuri because, I'm really excited to meet everyone. Like, it's going to be a really great time because especially with, with the based estrogen girls and with Jeff, we talk, we're really good buddies. At least I can, they're my good buddies. I hope I'm their good buddies too. Yeah, I'm really excited because it's just going to be a weekend for all of us to hang out and kind of just get together and chill. And I know everybody's going to be super smashed. And I'm like, I will probably have a drink or two just because, but I'm not a drinker. Like I like vodka. I can kick back some vodka, but like, you guys know my vice. Oh, that was a weird wink. Let's see. Yeah, I have, well, now I have 3 mods in chat because Valhalla showed up. What's up, Val? How you doing, dude? Val got here right before you. Let's see. Just dropping by to hit like and say hi. Oh, what's up, Miss K Grip? It's good to have you here, even if it's just for a second. Thanks, girl. I was going to go, but couldn't find a reasonable hotel. Plus, my new toy car is giving me issues. Yeah, that's me, Chandler, and Jessica Reloaded. We are all sharing a hotel room. We all pitched in and we're all gonna be staying together. Which that's also gonna be fun. Flux will be drinking lots. See, and that's the thing. I don't drink water either. Like I drink Dr. Pepper and Pib Extra. I'm so unhealthy. I don't know how I'm alive. Uh, but I think it was like 2 days ago. I had just kind of like a slight annoying headache. And I'm like, wow, why do I have this headache? This is a weird headache. And then I thought, I'm like, wow, when was the last time I drank water? And I couldn't remember. So I'm like, maybe I should drink water. And then my headache went away. Guys, I'm 32 years old and I still don't understand that I need to drink water. I need help and Jesus. Rosalind Duke in the house. What's up? Hello. It's hotter than hell here in Texas. What part? See, I miss Texas. When I lived in Texas, I was stationed in El Paso, and that was just like that dry, dead heat that is just like I love that dry heat so much, where it's just like to your core, your bones are on fire. And I'm convinced I'm a lizard person because I need the heat like a lizard needs the heat. And I don't have any proof that I'm a lizard person other than the fact that put me in 120-degree weather and I will be happy. Just the humidity. Don't bring that shit around. Internet streams. Mom's live. Wait, Mom was live earlier. I didn't know. Did she come back? Oh, she's streaming this. Hold on. I have to get my headphones. Hold on. I'm going to stream Sniper and then I'm going to send her a not super chat. I have to plug in my earphones so that it doesn't get feedback. Hold on. Oh, let's see did you guys, that's a long, I'll have to have Megan Fox on one time. Let's see what she's talking about real quick. Oh, that's coming not through my headphones. All right. I'm not stream sniping her yet. I'm not yet. I'm not yet. Hold on. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. Let me take that off. Okay, maybe I can't because I'm trying to listen to her and I can't think about what I'm doing. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this. Let me just get the screen ready to be shared. All right. Hold on. Oh. Well, let me go play that. Oh, let me stop that. Okay. So, hold on. I'm going to super chat her. By super chat her, I'm not going to super chat her. Oh, she's going over her school board lawsuit. Okay, that's what it is. That's actually a good one. I was listening to her today. If I send you something, you should get a bottle and a gift. You should get a bottle and a gift and give it to Legal Vices. Like if you send me something, you want me to give it to Jeff? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I guess you could send it to my PO. For those of you who don't know, go to houseofflux.com. I do have a PO box if you ever want to send me anything. You should pin Nina's channel link. Okay, hold on. Let me get back to her channel. Let's see, Nina Infinity. How do I share a channel? Just kidding. Don't laugh at me. I normally do things on my phone, so when I go to a laptop, I have to turn off the phone brain and I have to like turn on the computer brain. It's hard getting old, guys. It sucks getting old. There we go. Hold on, let me find it. And oh, I hate that you can only pin it from YouTube. Pin. Okay. All right, let me just get back on track for a second. All right, we got Nina's channel pinned in the chat because for those of you who don't know, Nina is amazing, and on Fridays she has her good news streams where she just talks about good people and awesome people. Oh, you're in Dallas. Nice. That's where before we went on our deployment to Europe, we had our yellow ribbon in Dallas. I like Dallas. Yo, 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 Jonah Krylo in the house. What's up, my dude? Do you have any funny boot camp stories? I mean, I have a lot of funny. My recruiters thought it would be funny to send letters addressed to Private Barbie. And so for a long time, I was called Combat Barbie or Private Barbie. That was my name in basic training. I got left alone for a long time because my maiden name was it wasn't hard to pronounce, but it was hard for people to pronounce it. So I got left alone for like the first 2 weeks because they just wouldn't call me because my name was weird. But then as soon as my recruiter sent me an envelope addressed to Private Barbie, yeah, things got difficult after that, let's just say. Dry 1000, yes, put me on the service of the sun. That is what I want. See, even that's a little too chilly. I feel like my perfect temperature is 75. 75 is the most beautiful temperature you can ever have. If I could just stay at 75 Fahrenheit, I would. 84 freedom units here in Cincinnati. 84 is nice as well. I like 84 because that's it's starting to get a little toasty and it feels good. See, I have good stuff and Fluxxing. You know what, Stingy? What's up, Cool Frog? Cool Frog in the house. How you doing, bud? Yeah, no, I'm a boomer. I can't even speak right. There we go. There we go. Link posted. And then I immediately, wow. I should have just looked at chat. No, I'm saying I'll send you a name of a booze you should get. Oh, okay. Yeah. Shoot me a message with a good whiskey I could give him. No, I don't think I'm old. I think I've hit the age where my body has started to decline, especially after being in the service with the requirements. It puts a lot of wear and tear on your body. And my physical age is kind of, I'm not old, but my body hurts and I've definitely hit a decline. Yeah, I can say that. It's like today at work, I was like, God, is this supposed to rain? My knee hurts so bad. And they're like, no, it's not supposed to rain. It's not supposed, like, it was supposed to rain tomorrow. And then they're like, no, it's not even supposed to rain at all. But then it started to rain tonight. I'm like, I called it. Well, my knee called it. My left knee never fails. Please, off the cuff is also live streaming if you are looking to stream snipe. No, I wasn't really looking to stream snipe. That was just what was yelled at me for a second. So I was like, okay. Not a whiskey, just a drink. I sent him and he said it sounds awesome. Okay, yeah, just yeah, send it to me on X. Guys, guys. So I listened to a podcast called This Might Get Weird. It's with Mamrie Hart and Grace Helbig, and I've been listening, or I mean, I've been watching those two do their shenanigans since like I don't know 2010, 2009. I don't know. I've been watching and listening to them forever. They're a little on the feminist side, but they make me laugh and they're hilarious and their stories are great. And again, I just because they have one point of view, it doesn't mean I like every other thing that they do. They're again little on the feminist side, but it's not all they talk about. They are fucking hilarious and I love their stories. Um well, I was listening to their podcast. I don't know where I was going with this. Oh yeah, X. So hold on, let me keep this up so I remember the story. So I was listening to their podcast the other day, and Mamrie was like, "You know what? Since the icon has changed, and it's foreign to me, I don't know what it is. I haven't used Twitter as much." And I stopped and I thought about that for a second. I'm like, that is accurate as hell because I don't immediately recognize the icon. I have not been on Twitter as much. Like other than kind of messages, but not even it's been weird. It's been weird, but I have like I stopped and thought about it and I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess that's accurate to me too. I've been using Twitter less as well because I just don't know X. But now you X things. I'm not blue smoke. No, I fixed that today. I fixed that today. I wasn't specifically talking because I was like, I fixed my DMs today. All you degenerates can DM me again. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about all. Do you guys get those like a bunch of Asian chicks that are like, I'm new to the States, but I don't use Twitter often. Find me on Telegram. And it's always Telegram. And I'm like, why the fuck would I follow you on Telegram? I don't even like what? And but then all you regular people, well, not regular, all you non-degens can message me as well, but I fixed it. I fixed it and I was like, oh, good, I fixed it. And then immediately thought of all those like porn bots that I got. I'm like, oh, well. Because again, like I'd always show I'm like, what even is this? Like, they're not, like, it's such a weird, it's like, oh, again, they're like, I don't use Twitter often. And they always are trying to get me on Telegram. And I don't get it because it's like, who uses Telegram? I think I did have one for a while, and then it just was like spam all the time. And I'm like, I don't use this app. Why do I have it? And then I deleted it. And now it's just a bunch of, yeah, Asian porn spam on Twitter or on X now. No, I haven't even heard of that happening. Getting the random DMs or it's just weird. But since I opened I actually looked today and I lost my train of thought. It's just annoying. That's what it was. I haven't had any new like DMs from bots since I opened it up this afternoon. Wait, they were trying to get your real phone number so they can search and get your full info. Oh, interesting. Oh, you must be doing something wrong. You don't get any of those? This is way up. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. What is up, Jeff in the house? What's up, Legal Vices? How are you doing? Guys, everybody say hi to Legal Vices. It is morning for you, isn't it? Because it's what? So it's 7:30 here, which means it's 8:30 there. I'm gonna say it's 8:30 there. That's my guess. Yeah, you have yeah, no, I get those well, I mean, up until Ayo, I remembered. Yeah, because you're in I just always remember, I'm like, "Oh, he's an hour ahead of me in the opposite direct or in the opposite AM, PM." It's a little easier to remember. Um, I'll be talking about some of the spam in my channel soon. I have tons of funny messages to cover. Hey guys, also go over to Will Call Magic and give him a sub. He's got some cool stuff going on. He's also got a magic cat. It's awesome. But I don't want boobies. No, they're always fully clothed. It's always like fully clothed headshots of Asian women. Or like not headshots, but like, kind of from the lower bosom up. And interesting chat is talking about women with large boobs and Jeff shows up. I'm not sure if that's a coincidence. Giggity. Yes. Yes, Trudeau is gay. If you mean sexually gay, I'm not sure. I don't care enough to actually pay attention. If you mean gay overall because he's a fucking gay boy, then yeah, he's definitely a gay boy. See, I haven't been following a lot of the Justin Trudeau stuff. But I wouldn't just say because he's a Canadian, because I know a lot of good Canadians. There's a lot of awesome Canadians. I love our Canadian brothers. They're so amazing. Like, we have a lot, like, guys, Canada should have been, like, I'm saying Canada needs to be its own free, like, ideals. Like, Canada needs to be more free. I don't know. I love our Canadian brothers, but they're kind of because they're under communism right now, just like us. We're all under communism right now, and we're all under dictatorships, and it's terrible. I'm saying we need freedom. Yes, like our Canadian brothers need us. They have lit the beacons and they won't stop lighting the beacons, and the beacons keep sending all the smoke and clouding up the air, and it was really bad again today. And I was like, I don't understand why the air quality is so terrible from the smoke again. Like, how is it still going on? Yeah, like I cannot believe our Canadian brothers have tolerated I say Canadian brothers have tolerated that commie for so long. I mean, JT is doing a divorce to cover up money issue. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I know, but why is it still all on fire? And like I grew up in Southern California. I know about wildfires. And it's like we are far away. We are a lot farther away than where I was to the wildfires when I lived in California. And the smoke is like just as bad sometimes. It's been hard. Like it really sucks to breathe, and like we like to go on walks. But when it's a big ass fire. Yeah, it's a big ass fire. Yeah. But I don't know. I just yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. We see it all the time in California. I mean, that's how a lot of those fires start. unfortunately, um, it just sucks. Justin Cast They do look like I love that conspiracy. Guys, if you want a good conspiracy, mm, hold on, hold on. Why is it not coming up? Um, hold on. Let me see. I want to see. Cuz like the pictures looked very similar. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, hold on. I'm pulling it up for you guys. I just think it's funny. Cause they got kind of the same nose thing going on. I mean, his kind of comes down a little bit longer, but they have a similar shape. Uh, I feel like his flare out a bit more, but also through the eyebrows. You can kind of see it through the eyebrows and through the eyes a bit. And then where did it go? Oh, here's a good one. Cause like that's Justin Trudeau and that's Jason Castro and that's uh did I say Jason? Fidel Castro. Wow. But like look at these. The hold on, I can't make oh. I can't make it bigger. Go back. Hold on. Let me try and find that again. Justice for Jeff or whatever his name was. Jeff did not die. Well, he did. But we went back and brought him back. But under advisement, I'm not going to say anything more on that. Thank you so much for the 199 super chat. That's I have been advised not to say anything else. So I'm not going to say anything else by my lawyer. I have a lawyer, Steve Gosney. Steve Gosney is my lawyer. I'm going to win because I have Steve Gosney that's my lawyer. I'm going to win. And I have truth and facts on my side. He looks nothing. Yeah, he looks nothing like his father. And hold on, let me see if I can go back to that picture. You can pull it back up because, like, there's no way. Where did it go? There's no way. Like, they are way too similar. Where did it? Look at this one. No, not similar. They look very similar to me. It is the nose and the eyes. For me, it's the nose and the eyes. Steve Gosney is a appellate lawyer. He's a death appellate lawyer, but he has agreed to take on my case. He has agreed to take on my case because he's amazing and he's fucking awesome and he's gonna defend me. Gravity. Thank you, Mustang McCracken. You are a beautiful soul. You are a beautiful soul, and I love you. Gravity killed Jeff, not Flux. No, I am not. Yeah, and how many times have I died from falling off that stupid fucking cliff? Oh, I've gotten so mad. Sometimes Minecraft just pisses me off, and I'm like, is Turdo that guy that married his grandma? I don't think he married his grandmother. Or I don't know. I don't know who that is either. Oh, that's Macron in France. I still don't know who that is. That's right. He did work in the public defender's office for a long time, but he does. He is a defense attorney. He does death appellate cases. But yeah, no, I haven't really paid attention to what's going on in Canada lately, other than the fires, because it is literally affecting my breathing air. It's hard to go on. What is that? What is that? You speak of him, and he shall appear. Steve, were your ears tingling? Steve, can I send you a link? Can I send you a link? And can you want to come on and hang out for a minute if you're not busy? Because I know I'm not talking about it. I kind of talked about it just a little bit, but I have the evidence and I can show you the evidence. Let's see. I'd have to pull it up on. See, and this is also yay. Yeah, I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to send it to you on Twitter. X, that thing. Hold on. Let us send Mr. Gosney the link. Oh, right. So I have. Oh, that's right. That's right. No. That's right. No, I'm having my lawyer on to talk with me for a minute. Mr. Gosney isn't. Nope. Steve isn't streaming. Steve's not doing. Nope. He's just gonna. I'm just gonna talk to my lawyer for a minute. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody he's here. Hold on. Okay, I'm also pulling up the video. That means I have to go to my. Where's my profile? There it is. What is it? Under media? Oh, wow. I post a lot of bullshit. Mr. Steve! Oh, shh. Oh, that's right.
Wait a second. I got to get. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we're on Zoom monitor, so I'm going to advise you as my client. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so nobody can hear what we're talking about.
Nope. This is a private conversation between a lawyer and his client.
Yes. So I will give you my regular spiel that I tell all my clients when I first meet them. All right.
Okay.
And that is that first thing, don't talk about your case with anybody outside of your lawyer or somebody from the public defender's office. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me? I'm joking. That means no talking on jail calls. Don't talk to your family members. Even that, don't talk to your cellmates. Don't go on StreamYard and talk to people in public about the facts of your case. All right.
Okay.
You listen to it, because those phones are bugged and StreamYard is recorded and broadcast onto YouTube and Rumble. So it can be used against you in future proceedings. You understand what I'm saying? You hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Second thing, anything you want to communicate to me, you do it in writing. You can just write me directly and I will get it and I respond. I'm a very responsive lawyer. So you're in good hands. All right. Do you have any questions at this point?
Not right now, sir.
Okay. Now, first thing. So now let's just go over the charges here, because I hear you're facing some very serious charges. You need to take this very seriously, young lady.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to find the video for you right now.
Okay, but only show this to me now. Okay, so this is just between you and me.
This was not posted on Twitter or anything.
All right, now we might need to provide this in discovery to the state. I've got to check the disclosure rules in your jurisdiction. All right, but I believe that. But however, since you have exculpatory evidence, I think we do need to view it, don't you?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I'm trying to find it, and it's just. Hold on one second, because I know it was sent to me a bunch of times.
Well,
Because
I have seen the charging documents. I see Mr. Our my assistant, Mr. Valhalla awaits. Is so if he comes and asks you, you can talk to him. He's a trustworthy representative of our public defender's office. I have seen the charging documents. Now, this is a very serious. The thing is that when I'm telling you these things, when I'm telling you about not talking, your life is on the line, or at least your reputation as far as the streamer goes, right? We're talking about deaths of dogs, and more people go down. Deaths of dogs, animals have a real impact, and when they want to hold somebody responsible for that. Do you understand that?
yes,
And
sir.
these jurors, the people that will be judging you, are very they're not like your buddies back in the jail or your buddies on StreamYard, okay, in the chat. These are people, these are little old ladies that couldn't get out of jury duty. And that's the worst nightmare for Fluffy, to get killed. So we have to really be careful. So with that, I guess I need to review the facts. No, I don't want you to talk about the case. Don't tell me anything until I've reviewed all the evidence, and then we will talk. All right? Can you keep your mouth shut about the facts?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But see, what happened? It was caught on live video feed.
Well, then I need to review that, because perspectives are changed. Your brain, the way you project, the way you perceive things may be different from the actual facts. It's very, and ultimately the trial, how the state can present the trial, how they can paint you in a negative light. That's what we have to defend against, not the reality of what you experienced. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Just I post a lot of video.
Okay, now none of this, like, if you're tweeting about it, all that stuff's discoverable, right? You know that electronic media. All right.
But see, the video exonerates me, so it's good, right?
Okay, well, it could be. I need to review it, and it's possible. Now, do you have other witnesses aside from the video?
Yes, I think I had about 20 viewers.
20 viewers while this incident happened?
Yes, sir.
But they were just watching the video. So the best evidence is the video?
Yes, because it was live. Yes. So the best evidence is the video.
Was there anybody who physically witnessed it other than through the live stream?
Oh yes, Mrs. Flux did.
Okay, so we got to list Mrs. Flux as a witness for the defense.
Yes, sir.
All right, and so we've got a video. We've got Mrs. Flux, witness for the defense. Now, of course, she has a special spot, so they will be able to impeach her for your relationship. But if we have a video, okay, so here's the video.
Hold on, just before I do.
See, now it doesn't matter that you had 20 viewers, and I appreciate you bringing out, I want you to give me as much information as you can. Tell me things, because I only see it through your window, right? And the evidence that we get. So things that we need to present to the other side. We need to present. So I want the full picture. So you need to tell me everything there is that impacts this, all right?
I was going down to my city. And then as I was coming back up my city, or back up to the top of my mountaintop where my house is, I was in my minecart. And as I was going up in my minecart, my dog Jeff was following me, but he fell off the cliff.
Let me pull up the charging document, because that doesn't comport with what I was sent by the prosecutor. But that's not unusual. They tend to deceive. Okay, let's see if I can. Maybe I can share my screen. Hold on a minute. Let me see here. Present window.
Oh, okay. Yes, this is the video.
Wait, that's not it. Stop.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna say, do you want? I can wait to bring up the video until you had the charging document.
Okay. Well, let's just see what we're talking about here, because this is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you see the charging document now?
Yes.
Okay. So can you embiggen that any?
Let me see.
So
see.
this is charging second-degree murder.
I think you can embiggen it. I think you
Okay.
have to do that.
That's about as good as I can go. Let's see if I can do any more embiggening. I don't think so, but let's just say it says People of Maryland versus House of Flux.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I got it sent to me as well, and I can.
Now we
Here we
do
go.
have. I do see that that Jeff of Legal Vices is our judge. So
Yes.
he's a smart judge. He tends to want to he tends to want to be popular, and but which is okay. But I think in a case like this involving the death of a dog, it might be a difficult uphill battle because he's got a lot of people and he relies on those people for votes and for streaming clicks, right? So
Yes.
as a judge, I think he's fair, but we just have to watch out that he doesn't play games because it is a death of it. Now you're saying though it's a virtual dog, right? Not an
Yes.
actual dog.
No, it's a virtual dog. This
Um,
happened in virtual in a video game.
Now is it Jeff? Is the dog named after Jeff of Legal Vices?
That is correct.
Okay,
That
so
is
we might
correct.
have grounds to disqualify Legal Vices as Jeff if you feel that that's necessary. Do you feel comfortable with having Jeff the judge, Jeff as Legal Vices judge, given that the dog's name was Jeff, named after the judge?
I think he should be okay.
Okay.
I think he can remain biased. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he can
Now I
do.
do want to also talk. It's in my duty as your attorney to communicate any offers. So if there is a plea offer, we'll talk about it. All right. I know,
Okay.
understand that right now you're saying that you are not guilty. All right. But
Yes, sir.
even the best defense case is 50-50. All right. So just understand that this sentence, if you are, if you are convicted, it carries a heavy sentence of 30 years of some kind of penalty. We really aren't sure. Probably your virtual self locked up in a YouTube dungeon for 30 years.
Oh,
So you wouldn't
Lord.
want your emoji to be trapped, would you?
No, I wouldn't. My emoji would have to go in the cage or something.
Yeah, so we do want to avoid any kind of incarceration, but I will just say that if I do get an offer, I'll communicate it to you, all right?
Sounds good. And see, American Dreamer knows what's up. It was an accidental.
But you have video of this. You have video.
Yep, I'm about to pull it up.
Well, were you engaged in reckless or
wow.
negligent conduct during the commission of a misdemeanor? I think we need to do a motion for statement of particulars directed to the misdemeanor because they're right now it's an unspecified misdemeanor. So we need count 2 motion for statement of particulars. We're a ways off. Now, let me just explain the way the trial process works. You've been charged. Obviously, you're bonded out because you're screaming. So you don't violate any pretrial conditions. The way it's going to unfold is we're going to have a discovery process. So they will exchange information. We'll get information. We will give them information. There will be a change. There may be offers exchanged. All right. During this, we might have motion hearings. All of this is going to take time. So it's not like right around the corner and your life is kind of on hold while we're dealing with this. Right.
Dang it.
All right. So don't worry. You're okay. You're out. You're free. Enjoy your life. It's hard because this thing's sitting out there. And I know that you probably feel bad for Jeff the dog, the virtual dog.
Well, and ultimately, I ended up going within Minecraft because it's a video game. You have to worry about sometimes like saves get corrupted. So we have backups of.
Well, is there a backup of Jeff?
Oh yeah, Jeff's already alive and he's been alive.
So you brought him back to life through the magic. So there is mitigation here. So one of the things caused the death. We can challenge the death element by saying no.
And that's what I keep saying. Okay. They're saying that I covered it up, but no, I went and revived him because I could not deal with losing my virtual dog. So I went back like 2 weeks.
How do we battle? Because we just say this is a mere simulacrum. Or similar, it's a doppelganger of the original dog that you just recreated. How can we say that this is the original Jeff that you retrieved from backup? How do we prove that?
My own peace of mind. That is just my own. Like, I couldn't deal with it, so I did have to go back and I couldn't. I tried to make a fake one. I couldn't do it.
So you actually did, but I see this is. I'm afraid in order to get this in, that this is the
Mhm.
real dog and not just a cop facsimile,
Oh,
we
oh,
might need to have to testify.
well, timeline is good too because I do stream all of this.
Okay.
So timeline is he unfortunately passes and then you see me start like from a previous 2 weeks. Like I'm in the same exact location in the same like you can see that I went back in time 2 weeks and I arrive and Jeff is in the same place that he was. So due to time, like where you can see the literal time setback proves that it's the real Jeff.
Okay. So, okay. I think we've got some good defenses here. We're going to need to look into it. It
All
looks
right.
to me now. I see that the prosecutor is in the chat. So let's at this point we need to be careful what you say. I'm advising you. This is all attorney-client privilege. It's only you and me.
Yes,
This
sir.
can't be clipped for future because prosecutors tend to horn in on attorney-client conversations. They
Mm.
do that. We've actually had prosecutors come into the jails and snip out, listen in to private attorney-client conversations. So
Oh,
I'm
you
just
gotta
I'm
be
just saying.
careful.
So the fact that the prosecutor's looking just shows you how unethical they can be.
Yes, unethical.
Unethical. And the
So
fact that they're overcharging you on this, I mean, maybe we can get them to, you can plead to a misdemeanor, maybe of, reckless endangerment of a farm animal or a virtual farm animal or something like that. It doesn't really matter what the misdemeanor is as long as we keep you out of felony land.
sounds good.
All right.
So let me pull this up here. Let me make sure the
Okay,
sound is
let's
not
view
muted.
the damning video.
So here we go. Here we go.
And now you are in a cart.
I am
Are you pulling this or are you in it?
automatically rolling.
All right. And this is a cart that mines what?
Say again.
What are you mining here?
So Minecraft is just it's essentially a virtual world
Right.
where you can do really anything. You build, you can do it's a survival game and it's all in just like block form. And so like especially for me with like OCD, it's very soothing to have everything in like perfect block form. So it's just this is a world that Mrs. Flux and I started in January, and we've been building it up. And this minecart was an addition that I put in so that I could get from my house, which is on the top of this mountain, down to our city that we built that's on a cliff. So that's what this is. And I cannot control once you're in the minecart and it's rolling in one direction, you can't stop it until you either get out or it just stops.
Okay. Let's see here. How long is this clip?
It's only a minute because I clipped it down because
Let's see it. Let's see the well, see, now we got to make
so
sure
this
we
is it
produce
from
the whole video. We
yeah,
don't want to
this
be
is
okay, go ahead.
from start to finish.
What are you mining again?
Nothing in particular.
Okay, because we don't want them to use, like, if you're making a lot of money here, diamonds, and you don't want to have the
No, I'm
jealous.
not.
Okay. Is there sound on this video?
Oh, you're not. How is it? It said there was sound. What do you mean there's no sound?
I'm not hearing sound.
Oh my god. Oh, yeah, because it's explaining what's happening.
Now, was your I hate, now this is sensitive. I know that it's, you're very close to this animal, virtual animal, but was this dog of yours, was he known to have used drugs?
No.
No? Could he have,
No.
does he have
Yes,
access to
he used
drugs?
drugs all the time. He liked to sniff the flowers, and I'm not really sure what the flowers were,
Okay.
but I'm gonna say I
He
don't
was
know.
a flower sniffer.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let's see
Was
if
he rabid?
Was he? No, he was tamed. I had him since he was a baby.
Okay, well, we're going to have to, we might need to have, but see now, do they have a body?
Do they what?
Do they have a body?
Yeah.
They do. They have a virtual dog body?
Yeah, so hold on. So this is only a minute. You can see him. If I slow it down, you can see he's just unable to keep up with me. Oh, right there in the corner.
I don't see him. Oh, I see him there, right there.
Right
Okay,
here.
Now where does he land? Go ahead.
Yeah, he's trying to run up this track with me, but at some point, I don't know. I'm in the minecart. He just falls at some point. So
play it there.
Huh?
Can you play it? Let me see. Now that I see what the dog looks like.
Let me know if you can hear this.
I have the minecart.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's.
Oh, I saw it there.
What? What just happened?
Nothing. Jeff fell from a high place. Did it kill him?
Did it come up that Jeff fell? Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no, it's terrible. This is the horror.
Oh no!
Now, do you know of a person named Stingy?
I do.
Oh
You do?
no!
They're alleged.
Mrs. Flux is just making it so much worse. I was so mad. I could not even speak. And I was
No,
No! No!
Oh my god, she pissed me off so bad.
All right, back up to the top.
So,
This is where I have the
that's the-
minecart. Oh my god,
Were
that's.
there any issues between you and Mrs. Flux and the dog? Was the dog causing marital problems?
No, not the virtual dog.
Okay. Was there any intent on your part to somehow get back? Because maybe Mrs. Flux was giving the virtual dog love that you wanted for yourself. Is that a possible
No.
prosecution? No?
I just
Will Mrs.
wanted
Flux
my dog
be-
to follow me around.
To what?
I just wanted my dog to follow me around.
Oh, follow you around. Okay. Okay, I misheard that. Okay, so all right. Well, I think we've got some good. I don't see that now. Have you made any statements to the police or any other third parties that we need to be aware of?
Only to the ones that saw it all happen on stream, and then who heard me after the fact. I was distraught, and I ended up ending my stream early and not playing for much longer because I was so upset. And then the next week I was a lot better because I went back.
All right. Well, I am very litigious, so I would expect that once we get the discovery from the state, they might find on their desk of Judge Legal Vice's Jeff, they may find a battery of different motions for them to deal with. So that will be the first step. All right.
And can we talk about a countersuit of defamation?
No, because this is a prosecutor's office. This is immune to defamation, sadly.
What about against chat? Can I
maybe,
sue
but see, you
chat
have
for
to
defamation?
You can, but you're going to have to get
Bobby Bologna.
Bobby?
Bobby's not even here tonight. Of course he's not.
Okay, well, if there's other clips, the state has a duty to provide it. And I will say Stingy says that, now, if you know Stingy's alleging that you have sicked your dog on them in the past. So this is a violent creature. It's not a little puppy. Is this, what do you think? What is the nature of this dog?
It's actually a wolf. It's actually a wolf.
Oh, a wolf. Okay, well, this is a whole different thing because a wolf is an inherently dangerous creature.
Yes, but I had tamed it.
Well, yes, but wild animals are treated differently than house pets.
Yes.
Well, you say that, but see now, of course, I'm not sure if that has an impact on the death. It may have an impact on the accusations and I'm not sure that that's relevant to the death. So we may be able to get the exclusion from the biting tendencies of your dog might be excludable because it's not relevant to the accusations.
Oh, see, Bobby's on his witness list.
Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll have to conduct some online depositions. We can do virtual depositions, so we'll do that to find out just who's who and sort out the state's case. Good. Well, I'm glad we had this talk.
Would you be opposed to the prosecutor dropping in for a second?
Well, we could have a little discussions. Now, when the prosecutor's talking, I don't want you talking about the facts of the case. All right? Because you're talking to the police. So if you want to have a little face-to-face, I mean, I think they'll see that you're an upstanding citizen and an individual that cares mightily about a virtual creature that really has no value. So
yeah, see, Steve, can we just talk about for a second? I was so attached that I couldn't just create another dog. I was like,
now, I might need to refer you to an expert for competency and for psychological evaluation.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, we gotta have a competency, because I was actually distraught over the loss of a virtual dog.
Yes, well, it is sad, but I mean, I might want to have some people look at you and talk with you about some mental issues here if you've actually had such difficulties dealing with the loss of a virtual dog. But we'll look at that. We'll see. I'm just saying this may be in the future.
And really quick, I didn't read any of these super chats real quick. Stingy for $2 says, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. Shut up, Stingy. Thank you for the $2.
But this is all recorded, so this is very good evidence as impeachment evidence, because clearly he's biased against the defense.
Right here too, Stingy. I'll be the judge, guilty unless I get a wrench. He's threatening me.
Yes, that's a threat.
He's threatening me,
so
and he's
I would say that Stingy needs to be if the prosecutor intends to use Stingy, it's obvious that she's extorting from my defendant, as well as tainted by latent hostility. So now, Mr. Prosecutor, do you have anything to say for yourself by charging this innocent young lady here for such obnoxious crimes?
Well, I do. And in fact, like most clients, they don't reveal the whole truth. I actually have another clip that I've got in the share window right now. It's been out there. It's been out there on Twitter.
I mean,
and real quick, real quick before I play this, I just want to get to Fondant Super Chat real quick. Thank you so much for the $5, and thank you so much for the other $2, Digi. Fondant $5. Fluxed up. Jeff, then Fluxing Time traveled to bring that Fluxer back. It was fluxed up. Fluxing guilty. Thank you so much for that very harsh and tongue-tied super chat.
Well, obviously, we're getting and this is the thing, when you're dealing with animal cases, juries are very difficult. So, just letting you know.
Alrighty, we're gonna play this other clip.
Okay.
I mean, there is a possibility I could get out with, but probably not. So we're not even gonna pretend. Jeff just fell in there.
He will teleport.
Jeff just fell in. Jeff, I'm so sorry.
You pushed him.
I'm so sorry.
You straight up pushed your dog.
No, I didn't. Okay, okay. So all that is
from that balcony.
He was pushed. Some stuff in here, because I do like this view. I think it's pretty. Stop crying. Oh my God. Of course, when it's not nighttime and rainy, it's really pretty. And I can take my bubble elevator down. You should push him off a cliff. No, I do not want to kill Jeff. That is a big no-go. I am not going to push Jeff off a cliff.
By the way, Bobby was the one.
I thought I was going to lose a heart there because that was kind of a big jump, but it's great.
That was Bobby.
All right, we're going to take the minecart back up. Actually, no, I got to show you guys Mrs. Flux's cave. Okay. All right, back up to the top. This is where I have the minecart. Oh my God, that's.
Oh, so the full clip is
nothing.
A little more tough, right?
Jeff fell from a high place. Did it kill him?
Did it come up at Jeff fell? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
All right, so that again, this isn't the entire stream. This is just a few snippets of it, but it clearly shows that the defendant pushed the dog, first of all, from a smaller platform, then laughed about it and teased about it, and her own wife accused her of pushing the dog. And then she is so indifferent, teasing the dog, telling him to shut up, not locking him away where he should be, where he can be safe, and still continues to lead him around on the edges of these cliffs. To me, that is extreme reckless disregard.
Well, I think this is something that's going to have to be litigated, because I think your view of this evidence is slightly stilted. I understand that prosecutors see everything as a crime, and it is desire to make the world right. But I would say that this looks to me like an unintentional accident, at best, perhaps a negligent act. But as far as intent, there's no visual evidence reflected in the video of any push. And there was obvious that the other one was a joke, and it was taken as a joke, and that the secondary falling was a shock to my client. So I really, you need to look at your charging decisions and you're making up terms. But I understand everything's criminalized now, and the world's evils are righted through the criminal process and punishing somebody for a virtual death. But in this case, I really think we need to look at the facts and look at the law, be very careful, and we'll just have to see you in court. Wait until you see my motion packet.
I'm sure
Of course, now you could
the
just
Honorable Legal Vices is going to love your motion packet.
Well,
and I will get you a full disclosure of all of my evidence, of course.
Yes, and I will say also that you need to, I think that we might be able to agree to my client doing a misdemeanor DPA. If you can offer a deferred prosecution agreement, we might be able to maybe make a condition of certain drinks. We could have, a certain number of drinks to meet the conditions of the deferred prosecution agreement on a misdemeanor, because this is not felony land. Maybe negligent act of some sort of culpable negligence. But really, do you really want to make this young lady an Army veteran, somebody who's served our country for many years without any wrongdoing that you know of? Do we really want to make an example and make a felon out of her and make another person just slap that in the system? Just consider that. You don't have to answer that, but we are saying that would like to resolve the case in a way that's helpful to all. Maybe we can send some money to a virtual pet fund. So just consider these things for you, Mr. MLS, and I won't disqualify you for being my agent for pressmanship.
Yeah, that's actually a good question I see in here. Is your client prepared to waive her right to a speedy trial?
Well, when is the arraignment? She has been formally charged. So when is our arraignment?
I've got to confer with the court's docket yet. We'll get that.
Well, I don't have to decide that until first pretrial. So
Right.
We'll have our arraignment. We'll review your discovery, and we will see where we want to go from there. Obviously, I tend to, me, I tend to be a scorched earth litigator, and I tend to file a lot of motions. And by filing motions, generally that's a waiver.
He's going to make you sorry you prosecuted me.
Yeah, so I hope that if you're willing to work now, I know as a
what they say about civil litigators that get involved in criminal cases, they like to file their paper.
Yes, well, and I used to be a civil litigator. And just remember now, you've got a lot of cases on your docket, I understand. And you are a lazy government prosecutor, like most of them are. So it would be much easier to offer a misdemeanor DPA, have Mrs. Flux and Flux here take some stiff drinks in celebration, and we'll all see put this behind us. Just consider it. Consider it before you go.
I'll consider it. We'll get an arraignment date, and I'll give you all notice.
All right. Thank you.
Oh,
Bye.
man. Well, I am going to wrap it up because it has been about an hour for me.
Okay.
But this is actually a fun thought exercise. Oh, I like the
ginger hat.
hat.
I got my signed ginger CD.
Oh,
More flowers. See there?
look at that.
In the mosh pit, man. I was right up front.
Oh, man. I always get like,
Oh, you know what? I will tell you,
too many people in a mosh pit.
There was I got elbowed right in the gut on the first song.
See?
It was
Like,
nasty. It put me
oh,
almost out of action, but I recovered enough so
Oh
we
yeah,
could.
you went to the mosh pit, right? You were in the
Yeah,
mosh pit.
and you know what was interesting? It was an interesting demographic, Flux. It was millennials, Zers, and lesbians. So I was
And
right in
Steve
my crew,
Gosney.
like Steve Gosney. I
Steve
felt
was
like I
with
was
his
in the third
crowd.
group.
That's awesome. Oh
No,
my
it's
God.
because Tatiana of Ginger is quite a lesbian hero. Do you know her? Have you
I
ever
mean,
seen?
she's attractive as hell. I can tell you that.
And she's such a badass, And I
She
think it's like she's
is.
up there leading that band. She's like, and I'm telling you, I'm not joking. There was like some lesbian moshers right next to me. It was very
Nice.
cool. I didn't tell them. I
Nice.
didn't reveal myself to them.
See, though, a lot
Oh,
of
she's
times
got a
we
neck
know we
tattoo.
can pick up on each other.
Huh? What's
What
that?
about a neck tattoo?
Oh, she's got a
Tatiana
huge.
has a neck tattoo, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, you should see.
she's got a lot of good tattoos.
I just put up my what do you call it? I put up my I tweeted, or was it tweeted, I guess. There was
Yeah.
a video of Perennial, her singing Perennial, which is the first song in the set, in Little Rock, Arkansas, that's on YouTube, that she is just killing it. She was so good, and she has such stage presence. That woman just dominates the stage, and it's amazing. I mean, she has just got it. Great show, and the wife went with me.
Nice. So, real quick, also, are either of you looking at the Lizzo stuff? Because I was like, come on. But they kind of buried the lead. She kind of like falsely imprisoned her dance group.
Yeah, I heard that part of it. I didn't hear. I heard the basics, that she was essentially. Well, I didn't hear the basics. I heard something about body shaming and then the false imprisonment, but I didn't hear all the details yet.
I'm just like, everybody's talking about I mean, I get it. Bananas in hoo-has. That's a story right there. Eating bananas out of it's salacious. But like, false imprisonment, bro. How is that not like the main topic of the issue here?
Well, the other thing too is she took their cell phones, right?
That's the thing. She made them go into a room, took all of their cell phones away, and then was like, none of you can go anywhere. And I'm like,
so that combined in Michigan, that combined with the false imprisonment is actually a very serious felony, which
that's
is
what I'm saying.
Interference with a telecommunication device preventing somebody from calling help. That's a really bad felony.
Yeah, like I was watching Emily D. Baker today, because I really like her. Like, I like the way she talks too. She's got a really good cadence, really good flow. I love her. But all of us were like, wait, what about taking phones away and holding them? That's like kidnapping. Like, how has she not been charged criminally?
Because she's Lizzo. Well, I mean, it just happened too, right?
Well, and I'm like, I'm over here, and I'm like, if she was a dude, she would have been in jail a long time ago with half of the stuff that they're accusing her of. I'm like, she would have, if she would have been a dude, she would have been in jail.
When did this supposedly happen? That's what I want to know.
I guess the most recent thing happened as recently as May. Like, I guess most of this happened in 2021, but also in 2022, and as recently as this past May. So, because I do believe Emily said something about it being in April and May of this year, because she did look at statute of limitation, and she's like, oh, this just happened. Just happened. And so
did they ever file police reports?
No, that's the thing. I don't think they ever called the police. I don't think they ever did anything. And it
that
was
might
like,
be why
because
there's no criminal charges.
MLS prosecutor, I have a question. Don't you feel that this kidnapping charge is a little bit overused, and this is a bit of a stretch for such a charge? Because usually when you think about kidnapping, you think about somebody binding them and throwing them in a trunk and taking them out of field and putting them in a dungeon and having all kinds of crazy stuff happen. That's what I think about kidnapping, not somebody I'm going to hold your cell phone and hold you until the police get here because they got to get in. So I'm going to put you in this room and lock you for a second. I mean,
No,
I
that's not.
understand
Well,
that.
I don't know the
It
whole
wasn't a
story,
police thing. It was she was mad because someone recorded a conversation. So she took all of their phones, made them in a room, wouldn't let them leave, screamed at all of them, like to make them all, and then went through all of their phones and wouldn't let any of them
Well,
leave.
I had a friend. I had a meet and greet up in Destin, Florida. Before the Ginger Show, and actually, I had two people show up, and I gave one of the meet and greeters a ginger ticket. And as they came, it's Beaver
Nice.
Brown, by the way, Brown Beaver. So hey, if he's
Nice.
watching. Anyways, he came to the show, but before that, he was saying that they had a thing. He doesn't really do cell phones, and a lot of the young kids nowadays have a game where they'll put all their cell phones in a big pile, and the first person that has to grab their phone and check it has to buy drinks for everybody else.
Oh
Nice,
my
I like that.
God.
Isn't that a great game?
I
So
mean, it's
maybe
great
this
for
is
all
just
of
a
us
game.
because we'd be like, yeah, I don't ever need to get my phone.
Well,
But
I
like
don't
these
know.
kids today.
Yeah, no. Well, we can outlast the kids today for sure.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
Yeah, you
there's
kidding?
some
I'd be
people
like,
I know that are my age that always have their phone. In fact, I tell a story. It's funny. My wife has an Apple Watch, and she did when I first started dating her. On our first date, she kept checking her watch, and I was like, "Oh, she must be absolutely bored and ready to go." But she kept getting emails, is what she was getting, email alerts, and so she kept checking her watch for that.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So you're a prosecutor with a heart, then?
I am a prosecutor with a heart, and I believe that kidnapping requires you to actually move the individual, not just prevent them from being moved. I'm a traditionalist. How's that?
Yes, I agree with that. I think it gets stretched. This is where people get convicted on technicalities all the time because, okay, technically it meets the elements, but is that really what we think about when we think about kidnapping? I would say not.
Is that the difference between kidnapping and false imprisonment? Is kidnapping requires movement between locations and imprisonment is just being held?
That's a good question, Fluck. They're very educated.
That is my general understanding of it. When I come across the false imprisonment a lot is when there's a shopkeeper's rule that's essentially they've gone a little too far. So the shopkeeper's rule is that if someone's stealing from your store, you can detain them while you call the police. But then the line crosses sometimes if you don't call the police right away, if you rough them up a little bit in the process and things like that. And then you're getting more into a false imprisonment sort of situation. Or maybe you don't have specific articulatable facts to support your suspicion that they're shoplifting, and things like that. So then you get more into the false imprisonment realm. But it's easier to convict on kidnapping, at least in Michigan, because the kidnapping statute is much more broad.
Interesting. I can
Okay,
see
looks to me, do we really want to know the answer to this question?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say let's start with false imprisonment. Defendant forcibly, secretly by threat, forcibly confined, abducted, imprisoned, or restrained. Okay, so basically defendant forcibly confined, let's keep it simple, against the victim's will and had no lawful authority to do so. So what you're talking about in that situation is lawful authority. Now, if you add to that for kidnapping, you also have an element of imprisoned, which is not contained within false imprisonment, but that's an or, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't add to the elements. But it also has with the intent to, and then you have a list in Florida, and that is a list of hold them for ransom or reward or as a shield or hostage, B, commit or facilitate the commission of a felony, C, inflict great bodily harm or terrorize another person, or D, inflict interference with the performance of any governmental or political function. So in the scenario that you're talking about there with just hiding the phone, to me, that is clearly false imprisonment and not kidnapping.
Well, I was going to say, could it be kidnapping because there was an element of
there was no intent.
They were all afraid. Like they were afraid of physical bodily harm.
So if you read the false imprisonment statute, Steve, this is always like an interesting hypothetical. What if somebody is in a room, you lock them in, they don't necessarily know it, and then you unlock it before they attempt to escape? Have you false imprisoned them? Say it went on
Right.
for several hours.
Well,
because
the
under the
way that
statute that you read, it could be.
yes, well, this is true, and this
Technically.
is a very good question. In fact, I deal with this in my battery article, and that is that always this intent question about battery, because to me, there needs to be not only an intent to batter or an intent to imprison, but also an awareness upon the it has to be an awareness of the victim of the actual confinement. So in the false imprisonment and in the kidnapping statute includes an element against their will, against his or her will. Well, if somebody is unaware, then it is not against their will. So I think that means I intend to imprison you and you are actually imprisoned against your will. If you don't even know it, then it's not against, you've never made that call. You've never made that decision. I would argue that therefore it's a mutuality of intent. You have to have the victim's subjective and the objective as well.
I think I would agree with that. Really quick, though, I just have to get this off. $5 super chat from AP. Flux is the Michael Vick of Minecraft.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, now we might need to have a forum change. Maybe we need to go to Rumble for this, because if this is the kind of publicity we're getting, can we get a fair trial here? Something else. You really want to make
we might need to go. We might need to go over to a different. I was gonna say.
I want to have a forum change to Korea.
Ooh.
Man, I gotta translate Korean law.
No, it's their attitude towards dogs that I'm looking for.
So if her Lizzo's intent was she was pissed off that somebody recorded her, she was going to yell at all of her employees and make sure they had no evidence of whatever it was she talked about. So her intent was to cover up evidence of a rather unpleasant discussion about the firing of an employee.
It could also be a version of extortion.
That's what I was thinking.
Because extortion is essentially the unlawful compelling of people to do something against their will or in exchange for compensation of some sort. And the compensation would be turning over the videos, right? And then I'll release you. Could it be? I'm trying to think. The last time I've touched an extortion.
I've always wondered, it seems to me that civil practice is nothing but legalized extortion.
I mean, essentially.
That's all you do.
It's like,
but we have the legal right to do it. So that's the difference.
Do we?
I'm pretty sure the whole lawsuit is based around there's a lot of elements to it, but I think at its core it's a hostile work environment situation where they were made
well, at least in Michigan, it doesn't rise to a hostile work environment because it has to be based off of a specific category or group of categories. So like your race or your gender or something like that.
Well, and there is an element to race and weight and essentially this one that one of them is a Black female, and she said she did get treated differently than the other females, and it's kind of looking that way. It's kind of looking like she's not entirely wrong.
Hey, let me see. I might have a.
And also there's an element to religion as well. So
she's just getting all kinds in the mix.
The main choreographer or whatever, I guess, at these dance recitals or dance practices and whatnot would make them all do a prayer before practice and would make them all rotate, and then would single out this one because she wasn't comfortable with that, and really, created. That's when issues started happening. I believe.
I think you got it right the first time. Dance recital.
Yeah, they're little dance recitals.
Let me see if I can find. I got something for you also here. I'll show you. I'll show you the. Can I share some lesbian porn right here? Softcore, of course.
I'll
let you.
Is it gonna get my channel yeeted?
No, you can see it before you post it. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second.
Okay.
Darn it! Where'd it go? Downloads.
I'm nervous, Steve.
Don't be nervous.
He's
It's
trying
just
to
a-
win over the potential jury pool is what he's doing right
Yes,
now.
he
No.
is.
Yes, that's right. I got to see who's who. Darn it. I lost it. Hold on a second. I'll find it.
Okay.
I saved it somewhere.
But
you ever
yeah.
do that? You save it. You don't know where you saved it to.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And then it's like you try searching your whole computer and it's like, no, you didn't save it. And you're like, I definitely did. I definitely saved it.
Definitely saved it. Darn it. Okay, hold up a second. I'll find it. Downloads. How is it that it just disappeared? Darn it. Okay, I'll find it again. You talk amongst yourselves. This is.
But like, just this whole story is so bizarre and like so out there with so many different elements.
Did
And
we
it's
though
like,
believe truly that this is not what was going on in the background? Just knowing what we know about Lizzo.
knowing what we do know about Lizzo, all of this shit happened. All of it happened. I mean, knowing the industry, knowing that environment, and there is one of the backup dancers that throughout the complaint or whatever is like standing up and ultimately quit and was like, I can't do this anymore. This is too terrible. This is this work environment is too terrible. Everything sucks. And like the whole time that we're like, yeah, this one chick's doing the right thing the whole time. You don't see it often where you actually have, somebody else sticking up for the coworkers that are being shit on or whatever. And she had actually quit. And it's like, oh, if this goes to trial, she's going to be a good witness. Because it's like she walked away. She wasn't fired. She walked away from that. Which that gives her credibility, in my opinion.
Right. I'm just surprised that there were what jurisdiction did this happen in? There were no one called the police, right?
That's the thing that Emily D. Baker couldn't figure out because it was literally happening all over the world because she had her tour in Europe. Half of this happened in Amsterdam. And then at one point it mentions like they're in New Orleans, but the lawsuit was filed in LA. But the company is based in Delaware. So jurisdiction is kind of an issue.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, I'm back now.
All right, I can share now. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I present.
You came back just in time, Dave.
Sorry, I'm such a mess. Okay, no. Okay, here we go.
I told my wife I was working.
There's one. So I am right. Can you see? I am right in front of Tatiana. I'm 3 rows back. You can't hardly see me. I'm right there with my hand up, right in front of Tatiana. Center stage, 3 rows back.
Nice.
Yes, and I'll show you one more. And this is super cool.
That's a small arena. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's like up close and personal.
Yeah. And so here's the whoops. Here's the screen that I'm saying is let's just say it's an admirable picture. You see that? Yeah, there she is. She's badass, man.
She's
that band that you were talking about a couple weeks ago, right? I think
yes, Ginger. This is my favorite heavy metal band right now. And I'll tell you, she just dominates the stage. She is such a great singer, great stage presence. And she was on fire. Her voice was just great. I was really blown away. My wife came with me, by the way. See, I have a wife. I listened
to them a little bit, and they reminded me of a band from the 90s called Kitty. If you remember them.
No, I don't.
Spelled with a K.
Okay.
All-female band, very heavy.
And this was a very heavy band.
Oh yeah. At one point, when the one girl was like, she confronted the employee that quit, and wasn't fired, but she quit. She confronted Lizzo after they had all been in that room, and the girl the complainant, she got fired right then and there because she was like, I mean, you said the reason she recorded was because she wanted to hear the notes. Lizzo was like giving dance notes. And so, and also talking really bad about an employee they had fired. But so,
the conversation, yeah, that I never heard either. So, or either.
so
Rather,
when you know, she was like, I'm sorry, I had this recording, but I deleted it. Well, Lizzo got like super irate and like fired her right then and there in front of like everybody. And then this girl was like, she confronted Lizzo about it. And that's when Lizzo cracked all of her knuckles and balled up her fists, and a security guard grabbed her. And she's like, you're so fucking lucky. And then flipped everybody off and walked out of the room. So there was, I believe that was a threat of physical harm.
which is an assault. No,
Yeah.
it would be a threat. It wouldn't be an assault unless she actually took a swing and missed.
No, that I do believe that is considered a threat, or I mean assault.
Well, it depends. Model penal code depends if you're a model penal code jurisdiction. If model penal code defines assault as we do in Florida as a battery generally requires the distinction to be made there between assault and battery. And it depends on your jurisdiction. Different states define it differently. So if you're walking down the road and I come up behind you with my fist and I pretend like I'm going to hit you and I don't, but I intend to hit you, but I miss. All right. Mm-hmm. But you were unawares. Okay. That is not an assault and it's not a battery because I didn't touch you. Therefore it's not a battery. And you weren't placed in fear. Therefore it's not assault.
Exactly.
Now, if instead you're facing me, I swing at you and intend to hit you, but miss, and you flinch in anticipation of the end. That is what we call an assault in Florida. Mm-hmm. And then if I come up behind you, you're unawares, and I hit you from behind against your consent, then that is a battery. Does not require your anticipation or your fear. Now that's generally the formulation in Florida. There are different model penal code statutes in different states that define it differently. So they call what we call battery, they call that assault. So the language can get very muddled depending on your jurisdiction. So I don't know if that was helpful, but occasionally little tidbits of knowledge like that bubble.
Now
in Michigan, we have an assault, which is just like Gosling described, and then we have an assault and battery, which is in theory, because it's an assault and battery, they should be in fear of it, right? But it's not really treated that way though, because if it's an intentional unauthorized placing of hands on another, then that's a battery.
My best article in Ideas and Answers in Law talks about the actual battery definition that does not, because so many prosecutors and MLS, I understand that you're a unfair, ridiculous prosecutor here who likes to charge little innocent young ladies with killing animals. But be that as it may, the Ideas and Answers Law battery article talks about that the slight touching idea and battery, non-consensual light touching, is an incomplete definition of battery. And this article talks about that, rebuts that allegation by many prosecutors who think that all it requires is a slight touching, no injury, and it goes through it basically broadens the elements to rebut prosecutors' allegations about that slight touching. So that article, I think that's actually my favorite article in the whole book, because it's such a common mistake and everybody thinks it, and it's so wrong, and it criminalizes basically just innocent behavior, and it creates such a paranoia in the community. And then we lawyers sound like we're stupid when we're talking about, just a slight touching is all that's required. It's like, really, what world do you live in, lawyer?
Well, it's not there's a Supreme Court case on that point with regard to the slight bumping into each other going down the sidewalk. I mean, there's a specific case on that. So that's not what we're talking about when we're talking about battery. It's the outside of the normal context of navigating society, however it was said in the Supreme Court.
Well, see, now last night on
Could
the Ginger Show, that guy in the first song, this guy came slamming into me with his forearm right in my back kidney and doubled me over. Man, it really hurt. And I thought I was gonna, I mean, I thought I was going down. It was a very hard
but
slam.
was there the mens rea?
Well, I don't know because he was slamming around. Now he said he got pushed, but I don't believe him. I think he intentionally slammed into my back. Now, did I consent to that touching by being in the mosh pit?
No.
Yes, yes, you did.
Oh,
I don't know that I would argue you consent to touching.
no.
By being
However,
in a mosh pit.
knowing that touching is going to happen is inevitable.
Yes.
But is that saying you're consenting to let somebody whack you in the back with all that force? I don't think so.
Right. So
Well, I believe there is a limit there. Like just because Steve decided to go into a mosh pit, he didn't consent to someone showing up with a baseball bat, started beating people, right? You know, so
Right.
there's an obvious within the context, within the circumstance that you intentionally place yourself in, there is a reasonable expectation of some sort of contact
but
from other
there's
people.
also an implied contract and applied consent to a reasonable level of contact given the circumstances. And in context of a mosh pit, there are certain rules to a mosh pit, and that is
Yeah.
that we protect each other, not get slugging each other in the face,
There
knocking
it is.
teeth out, or hit
Mhm.
me from behind in the kidney with a forearm. That is not the type of touching I consented to, and that would be the argument.
Yeah. And I can totally see some dude just and
Oh,
not paying
he
attention.
was a big guy, young kid, and came flying in with his forearm, and he just hit me right. You know, it's like hitting the funny bone. He hit me
Yeah.
like exactly the wrong spot on my left kidney. If I keel
Oh.
over of kidney damage, you'll know I died by heavy metal.
And we'll have to try and find that kid and charge him.
No, I consented to it. I don't want anybody charged going down for having fun at a Ginger Show. If I give
You're
my
gonna
life
end up
for
going
Ginger,
like Van Gogh,
Now, Steve,
accidentally getting
huh?
shot and
I
covering
have-
it up
I
for
have
the kids.
another hypothetical for you. Is it lawful for two people to go out in the backyard and box?
Right. It's an implied consent. Yes, I think you can consent to a simple battery. Can you consent to aggravated battery?
That's a good question. Now, what if we're going to be WWE wrestling, right? And I take a folding chair and whack you in the back of the head with
Well,
it.
but you know that folding chairs don't cause any damage. It's a flat surface. The physics of it don't work. That's why they use them. Because
Yeah,
getting
but
hit
this,
by
It's gonna hurt a bit, but not much.
didn't realize that. So instead of it being flat, it slightly turned before it hit you.
yes.
You know?
Well,
But that's a reasonable
Oh.
question, right? Is that aggravated battery?
well, or let me ask you this: what if the aggravation is the fact that the person's getting slammed is an old geezer like me, and they're a senior citizen in Florida? We have senior citizen protections, so
Oh,
maybe
so many.
that consensual that would be legal in a young flux age person, but when they're slamming into a little old guy like me, it ain't so. It's a felonious touching. Therefore, would that be non-consensual?
Mhm.
Now let's go a little bit. Let's say you had a condition or not or whatever, and he did hit you with enough force to cause injury to your kidney to the point where you did need medical care and all of that. Would you then go after press
Well,
charges against?
Well, see, this is saying, is it criminal? Criminal requires mens rea of criminal intent. And so
Mhm.
it's like somebody who's maybe just going along in their cart and their dog accidentally falls off. It may be a negligent act, but it isn't a criminal because the person didn't have the requisite intent to kill the dog. And so now I know that there's some people that say this is a culpable negligence case, but I would argue at most it's a simple negligence case. Now, let's take this in the context of so what I'm saying is there may be civil remedies that are not available, and maybe we should keep that into the civil world, not and criminalize everything.
I was going to say, can you argue, though, bring in some type of expert to say there's a difference between falling, the force of falling, and the force of throwing your forearm into somebody?
Right. Well, and usually I would argue that in a mosh pit, you should be open hands. If you're falling, you shouldn't be falling with with forearms like this. You should be
Yeah,
falling.
who falls
to-
like
to put-
this?
Well,
to
that
protect.
assumes that not everybody's intoxicated and dumb and young and all that.
Well, but the law assumes that we act reasonably, and it assumes the reasonable person.
Well, no, I was
Even
just
though that may
commenting
be
on
a fiction. That's a legal fiction, I understand.
Yeah.
Hmm,
But did
interesting.
Jeff consent to being thrown off of the cliff is the real question.
But thrown is the word I have a problem with. I don't think there's any evidence.
Pushed.
No, there was no evidence of pushed off the cliff. I think that is a miscarriage. Obviously, it may be a fact question for a jury, but I don't think that you have the requisite element of any kind of intent on the part of my client, or the act of actually pushing. You have a stupid little virtual dog who is chasing and slips and accidentally falls off a cliff, to the sadness of all virtual people.
And to the real sadness of Flux.
Yes. I would recommend that you just null process case before you take a ridiculously embarrassing loss for the team.
I am right now contacting the judge to set up the arraignment.
Oh, ex parteing the judge, are you?
No. I'll CC you on it.
Okay, make sure you CC me on the arraignment, because we might have some motions coming his way, and my client and I will have to talk whether we consent to this judge, given the fact that the dog is named after the judge.
All right.
All right.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
Well, it is time for me to head
I'm gonna
on
bow
out.
out. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right.
right, so
Bye, Steve. Thanks for coming by. Oh,
Right.
man.
You
Wow.
look at this. Your attorney just leaves you in the hands of the prosecutor.
Oh, man. I know, right? He just left me to be fed to.
All right, we won't talk about the case. We'll honor. We'll honor that your counsel is not here just yet.
I do got to take off though, but I appreciate you coming to hang out for a little while. And this is a fun thought exercise. Getting everybody kind of, together. It's fun. It's what we do.
Well, I'm like most prosecutors. I bow to the will of the political winds that I see. And so every time I'm in your chat and I see, Flux killed Jeff. What better way for me to score some political points than to charge you for killing Jeff, right?
I mean, fair. If you're 100%, shit, you're learning. You should really run for office. You're doing good.
Yeah, right.
Well, I
prosecutor
appreciate.
wins.
What do you have? You haven't been streaming, and it's been boring.
Well, yeah. So the Ethan Crumbley hearing is set off until August 18th.
Mhm.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Actually, I got to get back to Eric Hunley. I might be on Laid Back News at noon. But
I love Laid Back News. That's like one of my favorite Friday shows. It's a fun one with all you guys.
It's a good show. So he reached out to me, so I might do that if it's not too late to get back to him. And then 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, I am interviewing Megan Imowitz, who is the young 18-year-old that was convicted of killing her father by throwing a lie on him. She also...
That's such a messed up.
Yeah, they sentenced her essentially to time served and released her. So she's out. So I'm interviewing her.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of nice to hear. But
it's also like a mixed bag, right?
Yeah. It's like she lost a lot of time, and she lost her senior year.
Yep.
Which
and she couldn't get her GED because it's in Oakland County Jail, as opposed to like she wasn't in prison and she wasn't in the juvenile facility.
Oh,
and so she's got to go back. To my knowledge, I'm going to ask her about it tomorrow. But I believe she was not able to get her GED, but she also befriended Jennifer Crumbley.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about Jennifer Crumbley, who, if you don't know, is Ethan Crumbley's mother. She's also been charged. So Ethan Crumbley is the Oxford school shooter from November 2021. And his parents have been charged, James and Jennifer Crumbley, with involuntary manslaughter, which I believe is way overcharging, even for a
Yeah.
prosecutor like me. And but so Megan actually became friends with her while in there, and Jennifer apparently helped her write her statement for her sentencing and things like that.
Oh, nice.
So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. So
All right. Well, that guys, go over to MLS Law. Is
MLS.
is it Michigan Law Show or is it MLS Law Show?
On YouTube, it is MLS Law Show.
'Cause
On
I always just type in MLS and it pops up and I'm good.
right, yeah, MLS Law Show on YouTube. On Twitter, it's Michigan Law Show, and yeah, and then it's other things, other places. But just go to MLS Law Show on YouTube, and then you can find all the rest of the information.
And I will definitely be there to watch that tomorrow because that is going to be interesting as hell. And yeah, that's
And
gonna be interesting.
Nick Staroff is actually streaming the sentencing beforehand on his channel too.
Okay.
So I wasn't available to stream the sentencing, so I never streamed it. But Nicholas is streaming it, and then
you had her mom on your channel, right?
Yeah, during the trial.
Yeah,
she had
she
testified,
seems
and then
so
she came out
cool.
with yeah,
she
she
seemed
is
like a real nice lady.
Yeah. Oh yes, Valhalla is reminding me. Lego streams Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Lego's Law, Life in Libations. This is going to be a new semi-regular stream that Valhalla and I are going to do. We have the expert on and the Broken Baker are coming on with us, and we're going to build some Legos and talk about life and stuff.
Nice.
That
sounds fun.
It's past your bedtime, though, I know.
Yeah, I gotta. Well, it's like it's a whole routine. It's like you gotta wind down from the stream, and then I gotta spend time with the lady and do the whole bedtime routine. And by the time I get to bed, it's like 10 o'clock, and then it's so late. Well, I am going on with the Girl Squad, the Based Estrogen Squad tomorrow over on WaifuCron. And then I think I'm going over to Jessica Reloaded's channel on Saturday. I think I have to confirm. And then as always, we do Minecraft every Saturday morning with Jeff, my dog. Because again, I'm slightly concerned about the emotional connection I have with a virtual dog. But that's something I can figure out at a later time. At least I'm not, breaking any laws or doing anything crazy. I just, have a weird attachment to a virtual dog and all my virtual animals. But you know what? We do what we do. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. Thanks for, the super chatters, for everybody just hanging out in the chat and participating. I love you guys. We do this for you guys because, I'm not going to lie. I love the chat. I love hanging out in chat. I love talking with you guys. You guys are half the entertainment of these streams. And so, guys, have a fantastic rest of your night. Be excellent to each other. And Dave and I will catch you later. We got to do a Star Wars stream again soon.
We can do after you watch Rogue One.
Oh, that's right. Well, good morning, Nicholas. We're wrapping it up. Have a great night, everybody. Be excellent to each other.